Welcome guys in this video where I'm going to solve an essay from book Cambridge 18 which is from test 3. This essay is saying in many countries around the world rural people are moving to cities, so the population in countryside is decreasing. Do you think this is a positive or a negative development? Well, I think that by shifting of villagers to big cities, definitely some people will get jobs or opportunities, but many people will encounter problems. So means there are more negatives than positives of this trend. And so I have decided to put advantages separately and disadvantages separately, and as I've said, disadvantages are more than advantages, so I'll be talking about disadvantages in body paragraph A. So I'm making topic sentence at the darker side of coin. And first of all, I think it is discouragement in agriculture, means less workforce to participate in agriculture, and decrease in farming yield, and then dependence on other areas for food. And further, the second point can be it can lead to more congestion in cities due to more population and overload on infrastructure. This will also lead to price hike, more garbage, which may lead to breeding ground for diseases. And then further, more crowd also will attract miscreants like pickpocketers, snatchers, other criminals, and mainly senior citizens, ladies and kids will get targeted. On the other hand, are the disadvantages, and so I think talented will get jobs, talent will not go wasted, and complete family settlement can also take place in cities. Otherwise, there will be trend of remittance. Remittance means people will send money from cities to villages. Basically, it happens when people from one country go to another country and they earn money and then send money back. That is called remittance. So remittance to villages and cash flow in rural economy, because definitely villagers will get some money to spend, and that way local shops and businesses may survive. So ultimately, we can say that this trend definitely solves the problems of some but creates setbacks for many. So guys, so far the blueprint of our essay, that is the planning of our essay, is ready and we are in position to introduce it. And if you are still having problem with introduction writing, you can watch this video blinking on your I button, and there I have helped you guys with strategies, ingredients, as well as 5 examples from different type of essays to help you understand what actually is introduction writing. And let us get back to the task. So I am basically going to write 2 sentences. In first sentence I will put basically the situation, and then I will give you the thesis sentence. So this essay is actually talking about the rural people moving to cities. So this is actually urbanization, and then they are saying in many countries around the world. So means we are putting our first sentence, the trend of urbanization has global presence. That way we have rephrased first sentence, and then the second sentence of our statement says, so the population in countryside is declining, and we are rephrasing it, and it has led to decline in rural population. Means our complete essay is introduced. Now let's come to the thesis sentence. I think the shift of villagers to big cities definitely solves their problem, but in return it results in many more issues. So the introduction is over, and now coming to the first body paragraph. What we are going to do is, guys, basically to compensate our length, we will be making 3 body paragraphs, and means first 2 body paragraphs will be talking about points, as we have more negative points. So we will divide these points into 2 paragraphs, and then we will put advantages separately. So that way we are going to paraphrase our essay. So firstly, at the darker side, the foremost setback, which is actually discouragement in agriculture. So let's take this point. The foremost setback is faced by agriculture, and the movement of capable mind to city leads to decline in workforce to participate in agriculture. That is the first point we have elaborated. And then further we can also talk about decrease in farming yield. This ultimately reduces agriculture yield, and gradually dependence on outer food supply leads to price hike. So our first point has been discussed, and now we can talk about more congestion in cities, more population, overload in infrastructure, price hike, garbage, etc. So let us start. Additionally, the migration to urban estate poses burden on urban infrastructure. So let's put full stop and let's use connector consequently to add results. Consequently, rise in property prices, eatables happens, right? And then further there is also problem of garbage. Let's add that. What is more, strain on drains and sewage, means this is actually happening, and that way we are developing this point further. What is more, strain on drains and sewage in unplanned areas leads to garbage problem. And then further we can also talk about the problem which happens in rainy weather, and water logging takes place, and even water logging in rainy weather. So our complete line becomes, what is more, strain on drains and sewage in unplanned areas leads to garbage problem and even water logging in rainy weather. And now we can talk about disease, and rather writing about disease we will say epidemic. Such scenarios may lead to outbreak of any epidemic. Outbreak means sudden spread. So that is sufficient length, and let us now come to the second body paragraph, where again we are going to add our third disadvantage, and let us use connector as well as. And there the point was about more crowd, and let us write expanding population. So as well as expanding population attracts many miscreants, and this is leading to rise in urban crime. So rise in urban crime like pickpocketing, chain snatching has become order of the day. Order of the day means is very common, and people like senior citizens, ladies and kids have become soft targets. So means miscreants are targeting these people very easily, and consequently we can say the life is not harmonious. So let us add this point. Consequently, life has not been so harmonious that people fear coming out alone, especially in outskirts and lonely areas. So that way we have added more length, elaborated that point further. Now let's paraphrase advantages. That will be our third body paragraph, and let us use connector on the flip side. On the flip side, no doubt rural talent does not go wasted and gets deserving job, right? So that is our first point, and this with passage of time results in complete family settlement in cities by selling out ancestral property. So again the development of point has taken place, and we have elaborated that further, and now we are coming to the point of remittance. Otherwise, look, people are either going to city, or otherwise what they will do if they are living there, so definitely remittance will take place. Otherwise people remit money to their family members in villages, and rural economy gets cash flow. So this proves as lifeline to rural businesses and shops. So elaborated that further, and that way we have ended our second body paragraph, and now straight away we can add this final sentence as a conclusion. Hence this trend definitely solves problems of some but creates setbacks for many. That way we are coming back to our main task response, that the disadvantages of this trend are far more than the advantages. And At this point, this essay is getting completed in length of 255 words and is also giving you lexical variety, task response, grammatical range and accuracy, and is also using different connective devices to deserve very good band score. So that's all in this video. Bye bye. We'll meet in next video and we'll talk about more writing tasks. Praveen Khanna is signing off.